What up? This is going to be a quick Ringo review. We're going to talk about what you do when you break your weapon, like Ted does right here, and your boy gets caught in a 2-on-1, like we see happening right there. So Ted comes in, tries to chop him down, but we can see he's not really putting much into these shots. They're not really doing much. Gets caught up, his axe gets caught on the rail, tries to punch him down, and I don't really know how he ends up falling. And we end up with the draw. If we skip forward a little, we see our two buddies fall down together here. So, what went wrong? How could we make this work? So first, right off, Ted's throwing in, and just throwing into the shield, and throwing into the head right here. Never a great idea to throw into the head. Doesn't really do much. You got to be a fucking badass to make that work. So, don't do that, because you're probably not that much of a badass. No offense, Ted, but most of us aren't. Most of us are not at that level. Your axe doesn't look like it has that much weight. I wouldn't be swinging there. But that's not what this is really about. What we're really talking about is what comes after. So this hustle to the rail is great, but on the way back in, you can see you slow down right there a little bit. And if we go back, if you'd been keeping that pace that you ran out in, you'd have hit, I think this is Ben Hobb right here. You'd have hit him right there, where his legs are all stretched out. If you're putting on that burst of speed right now, you don't need to hit him with an axe. You just throw a nice little kick, maybe a knee, right into that lower hip joint, just sort of stomp down right there. He's going down. Nothing he can do about it. But he managed to get himself back up right as you're getting there, right? So if you hadn't taken that little bit of slowdown and throw a little jump kick instead of that axe on the way in, boom, easy takedown. Now, what should you do on the way in besides that, right? So, right here is where, if you're going to slow down, you grab the rail, grab your weapon, take a look, and figure out who you want to grab. At this point in time, you should be thinking, do I want to get this guy or this guy? Ben Hobb is open. You can see his nice open armpit right there, some calf there, some thigh gap. We don't know how his back is because the tabard's kind of concealing it, but we can guess that his butt's pretty open. So that looks good. However, the guy in the corner, I think that's Manly, has hold of his buddy's axe. So our ally, he can't get out. So if we're Ted running in, maybe if we're a badass and we think we can drop him with strikes, we go to this guy. But I don't really know where Ted's at with his striking. I know me, where I'm a competent striker, but I'm not really dropping people with one shots. I'm going to go hit this guy in the corner so my guy can get out so that he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do and he's not trapped anymore. But, that being said, this isn't a bad choice, right? Look at this. Look at everything we have open over here. We got calf, butt, all that. We went over it earlier. So if he comes in and starts wailing, we could see some good stuff, right? We already went over that a little burst of speed right now, right? Because if he'd even been going to the corner, he could have right now thought, oh shit, put that burst of speed on, throw the kick, change your mind. Put this guy down. So, but he doesn't. When he gets in, this first shot, not terrible, but you can see he throws it with this front foot is going to be planted here as he throws. And that back foot is kind of in the air as he lands. It's not coming in into a plan. And that's what you really want to be doing, right? So really, he should be throwing right now is when he should be throwing that shot. When this foot lands. So that lands, you get that full pivot, and the hips come round, and then your front foot lands as you're delivering all your power. That's how I would like to see that go. Also, don't like the target, right? He's going for the back, kind of that back hip. We don't know if that's exposed. I want to see him come in for that armpit. It's a harder shot to hit, but you don't have to hit it with that much power to really wreck somebody. Plus, that's going to cause him to let go of his grip right here, right? The first thing we're going to be trying to do when we get in is get our guy free. Taking this guy down is great, but he also has a grip on our guy, and that might turn into our guy going down, maybe leaving this guy up in the corner that we have to fight. So, first we want him to let go. So put that shot right in the armpit. Now, what we're going to see right here, I'm going to skip forward a little bit. Look at his hands. You got a hand here, and a hand here. There's a good 6 inches, maybe even a foot gap between those two. It's hard to tell. You can't really have the best view on it. But there's that gap between those two hands is not what ideal. It's not what we're looking for. We want what we call at the hall potato potato. That hand needs to slide down all the way in. Personally, I don't even like the slide. I come in with my two hands just tight to each other. I don't go for the slide. The baseball slide, I've heard some people say that it gives you some extra power. I don't like it because you have to get your timing perfect. But regardless, this is definitely what you need to not do. That hand needs to get down, put them together. We can also see his feet are kind of going all over the place. They're moving as he's striking. They're coming up. He's coming off of his base. He's flat-footed now and just kind of throwing in straight. And all the shots are landing up tall where he's armored. Throwing into this arm is kind of blocking shots. He's also throwing way too fast. So we'll go back a little bit. And we're going to see maybe like 6 shots in the course of, a couple seconds. Here we go. Comes in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 8 shots in there, right? But none of them have real power. He's not really driving through. One thing this is a big problem I have. It's a big problem a lot of new fighters we have. We get in there and we just get excited and we just need to strike. If someone's letting you tee off on them, take a second, plant yourself, and really deliver the power on that blow. That's what's going to drop people. That's what's going to make them get fucked up. If you're throwing those shots rapid fire, you got to be something special. My boy Cat can do it, but he's a monster with these apism arms. Simon could probably do it for the same reason. But unless you've practiced that you're delivering high quality power with each of those strikes, hitting someone repeatedly at that speed isn't doing anything. Now, if you are at that level where you can get some good power on it, maybe doing it faster is better than taking the time to do the one-hit quitters, because those are recoverable from the top-level fighters. But you got to be on another level to be doing that, and most of us aren't there yet. Most of us really want to take that time, set, plant, deliver the power, and that's not what we see from Ted. If you watch a bunch of my videos, that's not what you see from me either. But if you watch the top-level strikers, if you watch Simon, if you watch Al, if you watch Brandon, that's how they're putting people down. Jay, that's how he does it, right? Igor from overseas, you're not going to see him throwing too many shots where his feet aren't planted. He's not really putting everything into it. So try to make sure that you're doing that you're getting, instead of throwing a volley of shots, you're throwing quality shots. All right, so at this point, the original idea was, what do you do coming back in on the 2-on-1? The 2-on-1's over, and we have 2 1v1s. Ted's got his axe caught up. His buddy's got his axe caught up. So how do you deal with this? Ted just keeps punching this guy in the back of the head, and is kind of stretching himself out. He needs to adjust his feet close together so that he doesn't end up falling over here. And it's really hard to tell what happens, but it looks like Ben Hop kind of pulls his arm, and as Ted tries to readjust, takes his foot in right here, he just can't plant it under him. All of his weight comes with him as he gets pulled down. All right, so I'd like to see this foot actually come in, or maybe this foot slide back a little bit instead of coming in that way. I don't think that's great. It's really hard to tell what happened on this takedown, but he's in a pretty superior position. His arm's just trapped. Those punches, they're kind of doing something. They're kind of rocking your boy, but he could also just reach out and grab that shield, peel it back. Take this shield, just reach and sort of pull it that way. It's going to free him up so that he can get his axe free, and then he can start going back to work. The only other option, well, we already saw that he was pretty quick at getting back to the rail. Let go of the axe. Drop that axe. Get your ass back to the rail. Get yourself another weapon. Come back, do it again. So anyway, we're at 10 minutes. I don't like these to go much over that, so that's my review. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Leave some comments. Peace.